Have you ever looked back at your childhood and wondered why certain things happened to you? Things that seemed unfair, isolating, or even mysterious. What if I told you that those very moments were signs that Allah had chosen you for something greater? Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Today we'll explore profound signs from your childhood that might have been indicators of Allah's unique plan for you. These signs, often unnoticed at the time, can reveal a deeper purpose that connects directly to your faith and your journey in this world. Before we begin, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt out of place or misunderstood as a child, like you were walking a path no one else could see? If so, this video might open your eyes to the wisdom behind those experiences. And if you think this message isn't for you, I encourage you to stay until the end. You may discover a reason or a sign that changes the way you view your past and your purpose. Let's uncover these lessons together, starting with the first sign. Sign 1. Early awareness of a deeper purpose. Brothers and sisters, have you ever felt even as a child that you were different? Maybe you noticed things others didn't, or you felt drawn to understanding life's deeper questions. It's as though you carried a weight of responsibility on your shoulders, even when others around you were carefree. This feeling isn't random. Allah often plants the seeds of purpose in our hearts from an early age, shaping us for a path that only we can walk. The Quran tells us, "Indeed, your Lord is ever watchful." Allah's watchful guidance often begins long before we realize it. Imagine this, a child who experiences difficulties at a young age. Maybe it's being misunderstood by peers or facing struggles at home. Instead of breaking them, these moments carve resilience, empathy, and strength. These are not just hardships, they are divine lessons, preparing that individual for the greater journey ahead. The Prophet Muhammad himself faced such experiences. Orphaned at a young age, he grew up learning patience, compassion, and reliance on Allah. These trials shaped him into the leader, guide, and mercy to mankind that we know today. Reflect on your own life. Can you recall moments from your childhood where you felt challenged or out of place? Perhaps those moments were Allah's way of molding you, nurturing qualities like patience, understanding, and strength. Dear brothers and sisters, the early signs of a chosen path aren't always grand or obvious. They're often hidden in the quiet struggles and unnoticed victories of everyday life. As we grow, those moments come together to form the foundation of our purpose, guiding us back to Allah and the role He has prepared for us. Sign 2. Experiencing setbacks that felt unfair. Brothers and sisters, let's pause for a moment. Have you ever worked so hard for something only to see it slip through your hands? Maybe you prepared for a job, poured your heart into a relationship, or tried your best to be there for someone only to feel ignored or unappreciated. It stings, doesn't it? But here's something to think about. What if that closed door was Allah's way of saving you from something you couldn't see? What if the rejection wasn't a punishment but a redirection? The Quran beautifully reminds us, it may be that you dislike a thing, and it is good for you, and that you love a thing, and it is bad for you. Allah knows, while you do not know. This isn't just a verse, it's a lifeline for moments when life feels unfair. Let me share something profound. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The people who are tested the most severely are the prophets, then those nearest to them, then those nearest to them. A person is tested according to his level of faith." This hadith shows us that setbacks are not random. They are carefully planned by Allah to help us grow in faith and strength. Think about it like this. Imagine you lose a job that seemed perfect for you. It's natural to feel disappointed and think you've failed. But what if that job was actually protecting you from a stressful or harmful environment? Or what if it was guiding you toward a much better opportunity you couldn't see yet? Allah knows things we don't, and sometimes He redirects us for reasons we only understand later. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What lesson is Allah teaching me through this?" This shift in thinking can turn your pain into a chance for growth and deeper trust in Allah. When we view setbacks this way, they transform from sources of pain into catalysts for growth. Brothers and sisters, tests refine us. They purify our intentions, strengthen our patience, and remind us to rely on Allah more than anyone else. Remember, every setback carries the seeds of a comeback if you place your trust in the one who knows all. Sign 3 tests that reveal your true allies, dear brothers and sisters. Have you ever noticed how hardships seem to filter the people in your life? It's during moments of difficulty that the masks come off, revealing who truly supports you and who was only there for convenience. The Quran reminds us, "And we test you with evil and with good as a trial, and to us you will be returned." Trials not only refine our faith but also expose the sincerity of those around us. The Prophet Muhammad faced this himself. During the boycott of Banu Hashim, many abandoned him out of fear of the consequences. Yet a few steadfast companions stood by him, even at great personal risk. Their loyalty wasn't based on personal gain but on love for Allah and His Messenger. Think about your own experiences. Have you ever faced a situation where your struggles pushed people away? Perhaps they didn't want the inconvenience of supporting you during a tough time. Those moments, painful as they are blessings in disguise. They free you from false relationships and leave behind the ones who truly care. So, how do we navigate this? Begin by placing your trust in Allah rather than people. Human loyalty is fragile, but Allah's support is eternal. And when someone's behavior during your trials disappoints you, remember this: they weren't part of the plan Allah has for your future. Brothers and sisters, hardships reveal the quality of our relationships, just as fire tests gold. Embrace these tests as Allah's way of purifying your circle and strengthening your reliance on Him. Sign 4. Patience, the silent strength that moves mountains. Let's be honest, waiting isn't easy. It's in our nature to want things immediately, to solve problems quickly, and to escape discomfort as fast as possible. But patience? Patience feels like climbing a mountain barefoot, unsure of when, or if, you'll reach the top. Here's the beauty: patience is not about passively waiting. It's about actively trusting. Trusting Allah's timing, His wisdom, and His plan for your life. The Quran beautifully assures us, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him." Take a moment to reflect. Have you ever tried to force something to happen, a relationship, a job, or a goal, only to find that it left you more frustrated? Now think about the times when you surrendered your efforts to Allah. Didn't things unfold in ways far better than you could have planned? Imagine you're struggling with your career or personal life. You've done everything you can, but doors seem to remain shut. It's frustrating, right? But maybe those closed doors are Allah's way of protecting you from something harmful, guiding you toward a better path you can't yet see. The Prophet Muhammad demonstrated this beautifully. When the people of Ta'if rejected and mistreated him, he didn't retaliate. He turned to Allah, pouring his heart out, trusting that the hardship had a purpose. And what happened? His patience bore fruits far greater than the immediate relief of revenge. Patience, brothers and sisters, is not weakness. It's the silent strength that moves mountains. It's the quiet conviction that Allah's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't match our expectations. The next time you find yourself frustrated, remind yourself of this. Patience isn't just waiting. It's a form of worship. Every second you endure with trust in Allah, you're earning His reward, His mercy, and His closeness. Sign 5. When faith becomes your shield, brothers and sisters, have you ever felt like life's challenges were relentless, striking you from every side? It's in these moments that your faith becomes your most powerful shield, not a passive defense, but an active force that empowers you to rise above trials and find strength in the promise of Allah. The Quran reminds us, "Indeed, with hardship, there is ease." This verse doesn't just offer comfort, it's a profound truth. Allah pairs every difficulty with relief. But here's the secret. Relief often comes when we lean fully into our faith, embracing it as our guiding light. Let's take a real-life example many can relate to. Imagine a student preparing for an important exam. They've studied tirelessly but still feel the weight of uncertainty. Instead of giving in to panic, they pause, make dua, and remind themselves that effort combined with reliance on Allah never goes unrewarded. This mindset doesn't just calm people down, it helps them think clearly and do their best. In the same way, when life feels hard and overwhelming, having faith can completely change how you see things. Instead of thinking of challenges as punishments, faith helps you see them as chances to grow, become stronger, and get closer to Allah. Take, for example, the story of the people of the cave. They were young believers who left everything behind to protect their faith. They gave up their worldly comforts and put their trust in Allah. Because of their faith, Allah protected them in the cave, and their story remains a powerful reminder for us all. Faith has the power to turn even the hardest trials into moments of victory and blessings. Brothers and sisters, when you carry faith as your shield, you're not just enduring, you're transforming. Challenges no longer break you, they build you into a stronger, more resilient believer. Final reflections. Brothers and sisters, life's tests are not meant to break you but to shape you into the believer Allah knows you can be. Each trial, whether it feels like a gentle nudge or an overwhelming storm, carries a hidden wisdom, a purpose designed to bring you closer to Him. The Prophet Muhammad said, "No fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that." This hadith reminds us that our struggles are not in vain. Every moment of pain, when borne with patience and trust, is an opportunity for purification and elevation. Let's reflect. Are we embracing these tests as invitations to grow, or are we resisting them out of fear and frustration? The choice to trust Allah's wisdom and surrender to His plan is what turns hardships into blessings. Before you leave this video, I encourage you to make an intention, perhaps say a silent dua in your heart. Ya Allah, grant me patience in every trial and guide me to see the wisdom in your plans. Let this be your commitment to finding strength and peace in His guidance. As always, if this message touched your heart, consider liking this video and sharing it with someone who might need these reminders, and feel free to leave a comment below. Your reflections could inspire someone else on their journey. May Allah strengthen you, guide you, and grant you the ease that comes after every hardship. Until next time, stay steadfast and remember, Allah's plan is always perfect.